Michael, you know firsthand what it's like in Gaza. You have worked with aid organizations, and even before the war broke out, it was extraordinarily difficult there. But now when you think about how great the humanitarian needs are, even if they get more aid in, to Jeremy's point, how's it going to get to the people who need it? Is Hamas going to let that happen?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time in the Gaza Strip in those days, and I can still see the faces of those children that we worked with, that we helped with psychosocial and other activities for UNICEF. And I have to say one thing, Stephanie, before I answer your question, is that a lot of, for example, the mothers we talked to, they said, look, all we want is for our kids to grow up in peace, to get a good education, and then go do great work. There are several problems here, but one of them in terms of the Israeli side is, yes, that if you have a pause of any sort, that it will help Hamas to regroup and resupply. But you know what? I've worked with the UN in many conflict zones around the world. I've just spent almost 2 years in Ukraine, and done creatively, there are opportunities to get aid in, even in the most difficult circumstances. The International Committee of the Red Cross is an expert at working on both sides. They have a lot of experience. Even with other thug groups, for example, in South America, days of tranquility or humanitarian pauses have been able to be arranged successfully to do things like vaccination. So, it shouldn't be off the table. But I think the other thing that's happening is there's very little wiggle room left for Israel here, because a lot of allies, a lot of neighbors are demanding this. Heads of UN agencies are saying, people including myself, we're lost for words to describe what's happening there. So something needs to be done, but it needs to be a very solid, guaranteed pause in military activity for this to happen.
Michael, you know firsthand what it's like in Gaza. You have worked with aid organizations, and even